I'm at one of my favorite temples down the street from my house, where I go to check in on the wild jungle doggies most days. And this place is amazing. I'll show it to you in a second, because the artistry in here is pretty mind-boggling, all hand-painted. But I want to talk about something real quickly, because it's really on the plate with everybody. And there's a lot of distraction in the external world that we see with our eyes. There's a lot of fear-based stuff going on. There's a lot of separation. There's a lot of judging. There's a lot of lack of forgiveness. There's a lot of projecting our wounds and our very limiting belief system. And so, where I live in northern Thailand, about 5 minutes away, I drive past this market every day on my way to check in with the wild jungle doggies in a bunch of different locations. There's an older lady, Thai lady, that sits out in front of this market. I think their house is next door and they own the market. For 7 months since I've lived in my new house, I ride by every day and I smile, and she looks at me like I'm an alien with 3 heads. And I could never get her to smile. It's like, wow, she doesn't like, Farangs. That's what they call the white retired people here. And so, it really doesn't matter, because my daily intention and commitment is to smile at everybody. And it's not because I'm so great. It's because I understand the frequency of love, kindness, and compassion. It amplifies your magnet, which is what you are. We are walking, talking, vibrating magnets in every moment, whether we're aware of it or not, which is the key. So I'm driving by every day, and most of the other people smile. There's the white dude, and a lot of time he's got Luna, the wild dog, on his scooter, and just smiling at everybody. So it's been 7 months. So today I drove by, and there she is again. She sees me coming and she's looking at me, and I just beam the biggest smile at her. And today I cracked her. She went into the biggest smile and just finally let whatever that resistance was, or whatever maybe she believed about people that look like me or whatever. So it was really, really cool, because that took 7 months, okay? So in the past, if I would have smiled at somebody over and over and over, and they just kept staring at me like I'm no good, she had pretty stern, not super happy look towards me, then my belief system would have probably come up with a story, because I did not receive from the external what I was projecting out, because I used to be attached. I used to be like, okay, well, if I'm going to give people all this love and they don't give it back, then there must be something wrong. That's how everybody gets trapped by the external, or one of the ways, because they have expectations. And if the ego mind doesn't receive back what it thinks it should, which is like energy, then what happens? So many people get triggered, and they're like, well, she's all right. They run the story, because we're attached to what's showing up in the external. And right now, we've got 2 choices, and only 2. What's being projected in the external from the World Health Organization and the people that are trying to push the jibby jabs, and now yesterday or today they came out with, they want the chip, everybody to have it, and you can't travel anywhere unless you have it. So is that concerning? Yes. So I'm sitting here in Thailand. Does that affect me right now in the present moment? Only if I let it. Only if I let it, only if I get triggered, only if I go into fear, and I come back to the tools and I go, okay, well, apparently we're here at the greatest time, one of them in history. And this negative agenda is not going to be able to continue. So what do? I think about it and I go, okay, maybe I'll bookmark the video to show some other people on Telegram, maybe take some action, but I'm not going to let it pull me down in any way, shape, or form. So, the moral of the story is, do you realize now, finally, with all the commotion going on in the external and everything that's happened in the last couple of years and going all the way back to 9/11 and all the deceptions, do you realize that you are here to play a role in creating the new Earth timelines? And you're creating your reality in every moment. What would you do if you didn't have a television or media or news? None of this stuff would be in your field. None of it. You'd walk outside and you'd probably go. If you've done some inner healing and you understand how this reality works, you'd be like, wow, look at the clouds, look at Mother Nature, look at the flowers. This is amazing. I've got a body that can think. It serves me in every moment. I don't even have to think about it. It's purifying my blood, beating my heart. It's doing trillions of functions in every moment that so many people take for granted. And I get to wake up another day. So the invitation is, and I'm just reminding Jeff, every single time I do one of these videos, but they seem to resonate with people because more people are reaching out than ever before. And so I'm not doing this to say I got it all figured out. No, I'm doing this to say, hey, I used to be completely lost. I was an automatic reactor. I was a judgeaholic. I was taught to be that in Catholic school, and I thought that's how we fixed everything, by judging everything that was wrong out there. But what I didn't realize was I was a walking, breathing, talking, thinking magnet of attraction. And my thoughts and my words and my belief system, which I completely blew up, because it's a tiny, 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 tiny little prison. Our beliefs aren't even our own. They all came from outside of us. So when you begin to see that, you begin to use the tools in the waking up in the dream process, or just through conscious awareness, and you go, wow, I feel limited. I feel like I'm in lack. I don't feel good. I don't feel like the universe is supporting me. I feel triggered right now. I feel like I'm in judgment. You learn to track those lower frequencies and catch them every single time, because if you don't, they're ingrained in your subconscious, and they might be part of your wounds or trauma or whatever you took on as part of your soul contract. And if you automatically react, and it doesn't come from love, gratitude, joy, compassion, excitement, or kindness, then you're going to stay stuck in 3D, because you are setting your magnet every time you judge or automatically react in fear, anger, or lack of forgiveness, or justifications with that low frequency. Your magnet is going to attract more of that over and over and over and over and over. And so there's only one game in town on this journey. I mean, it's love ultimately, but it's raising our conscious awareness and clearing out anything and everything that is keeping us from being loving and understanding that our thoughts, our words, our beliefs, and our vibration is creating every single thing that shows up. And so, people reach out to me all the time and they're like, I'm ready to check out. And I'm like, no, don't do it, don't do it. You would have never signed up to be here at the most incredible time in recorded history, or one of them, if there wasn't a huge, huge, wonderful payoff. And you can see everybody's being exposed in governments all around the world. It's happening. And your invitation, your only invitation, is to trust in that. And if you need help and you feel down, then reach out to somebody that will hold space for you and understands these tools. There's plenty of people out there that'll hold space for you. And so it's really, really key. One of the greatest questions you can ever ask yourself when you're struggling or challenged is, what is the gift here? 5 words, write them down, make them your mantra. The other 3-word mantra that I use every day, which changed my life, is, instead of judging, I've trained myself to go, isn't that interesting? 3 words that are completely neutral. If you look at something and you see that, you don't like it, or it challenges your belief system, or it's bad, and there's some people out there doing some pretty diabolical stuff, but they're going to be taken care of. They will not be able to survive in these new earth energies. It's been prophesied for thousands of years, and it's here. So if I can, pop out an invitation, it's to really trust, use these tools. What is the gift here? And instead of judging and reacting and lowering your frequency, which is going to set your magnet to attract more of those frequencies, and they're going to knock on your door until you finally wake up. That's the way the soul's journey is set up. We keep attracting the same thing over and over until we do the inner healing, or we dismantle these triggers. And so that's why I do this stuff, because it completely changed my life. If anybody's seen my videos before, you may know I was suicidal in my 20s and 30s. You know, I'm a guy with a good heart, and I'm an empath, though, so I feel everything really intensely. And I was ready to check out. I was like, there's got to be more to this dream and this life than pain and suffering. And then I met one of my mentors, and then I met another mentor. And he showed me my belief system wasn't even mine. But you look around and you can see that so many people, they automatically react to anything that either challenges their tiny little prison of beliefs, which wouldn't even fit on the head of a pin in the scope of everything that's out there. We know nothing. We know nothing, but the ego wants to know so it can have this false sense of control and safety. There's nothing wrong with that, but if it's getting you to automatically react in low frequencies, then you need to figure it out. And so that's why I wrote the book and do this stuff, because I had some teachers that helped me figure this stuff out, and it changed everything. So coming back to the two choices, there's only two choices right now moving forward. You figure out and you accept, no victims here, that your thoughts, your words, your beliefs, and the frequency or vibration that you put behind that, joy, excitement, gratitude. Excitement's my favorite word. It's the highest frequency. If you don't figure that out and you want to be a victim, then guess what? I mean, I know nothing, but from what I've studied, you're probably going to have to come back and go through another incarnation until you learn this. And the great news is, which we're all into, right? The great news is all the energies that are coming into the planet are supporting the awakening. People are popping. People are waking up. People can see out there that we've been deceived. We've been lied to about everything. And it's okay, because you know what? You are an unlimited, sovereign, divine soul that cannot be killed. You can die in this body and come back, or you can go to another planet and do whatever you want. You're God. You are God. You are the creator. There is no separation. And if that triggers you because you grew up in religion like I did in the Catholic school, then just take a look at it. Take a look at it. You know something's not right when they tell you to give your power away to something outside yourself. And I'm sitting in this beautiful, beautiful, beautiful temple where most people in Thailand, they're good, loving people, so they believe everything on the television because they don't believe anybody would lie to them. So they're all wearing masks. They're scaring the hell out of all the children here. And I'm just sitting back going, what can I do? Isn't that interesting? Isn't that interesting? This is their soul's journey, their chosen soul's journey. And so what do? I drive around and I smile at everyone and I say, thank you. Everyone, everyone, everyone. Because you know what? Everyone is you. Everyone. And yes, that does include the pedophiles and the murderers and the people poisoning your food. It doesn't mean that's you, but it's part of the collective consciousness. So if you're judging and hating on anybody who's holding that frequency, that's what your magnet is set to. So what do you think you're going to magnetize into your reality? More of that. So it doesn't mean to never stand up against people that are harming children or poisoning the food, air, and water. It's happening. But we must forgive everyone and understand that because all this stuff is becoming so intense right now, guess what? It had to. Or all these other people wouldn't wake up. You know, we've been showing people proof for years, and they're just like, no, my belief system. No, I believe the television. They don't. It's difficult for some people to admit that they've been lied to about every single thing. So they stick to their belief system, and when that emotional trigger hits, they believe that they're right because that emotional trigger comes in. They're not right. They're just emotionally triggered, but they can't see it. They can't see it because it's an automatic reaction, and they've been doing it for so long, and it's just an automatic. So you can see so many people out there running automatics, and our invitation for those of us that can kind of see the program is to be kind, to be compassionate. And we don't need to judge them if If they desire to understand, why is it that you seem like you're happy and you're doing okay and whatever? Because I learned that my belief system was a prison, and I went in and healed my wounds from childhood that were getting me to react and were making me angry, and I was pissed off at the world, and I figured out it was all part of my soul contract. So if you're open to that possibility, that every single thing, no matter how horrible, because I journey with people that have been raped, molested, people have been murdered in their family, they've been MK'd, altered, and locked in a basement for a year. It happens. But you got to understand every single thing that shows up in your reality is part of your soul contract. And if you don't want to believe that, that's okay. Because as my teacher, Don Miguel Ruiz said, he said, don't believe me, but definitely don't believe yourself. You have to question everything. And it may piss you off in the beginning to see how this was set up. But again, remember, you are an unlimited, sovereign, divine being. You are it. You're creating it all. You are the God of your dream. Nobody else. And so if you're open to that, and you can start looking around and go, is this crazy guy, is he saying, does this make sense? Well, I've tried everything else and it doesn't work, So again, you're creating your reality with your thoughts, your words, your beliefs, and your emotional frequency and vibration. You are a walking, talking, vibrating magnet. That's true. You are. But at the same time, you are unlimited. And I invite you to write that word down in capital letters and play with it. Because most people I know aren't even scratching the surface of unlimited, including me. I'm so happy every day, mostly. I get pissed off, I get triggered. I don't do it around other people. But when I do, I stop, I use the tools from the book and the course, and I go, okay, what is the gift here? What is this trying to show me or teach me about me? It's never about the other person out there. Unless they're physically assaulting you or abusing you, then get the hell out of the relationship. Because why would you stay in a relationship with somebody that's abusing you? Only because you're wounded and you don't believe that you're worthy of more. I'm telling you that you are. You're unbelievably worthy and divine. But you chose to come down here and go through that for some reason. So what would be the reason that I would choose to come down here and then my dad dies in a plane crash when I'm 7 and I'm the only kid in school that doesn't have a dad. I grew up with 3 women. I'm in this situation that's not good for a little boy growing up. I love my mom, but it was tough. She doesn't know how to raise a boy, a man. Okay? So why did I do that? So I could awaken and go through that experience and be able to have the compassion to share the tools and take people through the 30-day journey in the sessions that I do with people. Because if I hadn't gone through that, I wouldn't be able to understand the level of pain and have the compassion for other people. So whatever's happening in your life, ask, what is the gift here? Because you chose it. And I'm telling you, it's your get out of hell free card. Okay, I don't really want to believe it, but I chose all this as part of my soul's journey. So now there's only one thing to do. What is the gift here? Let's turn it around. Let's share it with everybody else that may need some help or some assistance. Super, super key. It'll change your entire life. Dismantle your belief system. If you want some tools, get the book or the digital course, or go to my YouTube channel. All that stuff's free. But my book's cheap. My digital course is under $100. It'll change your life. You watch those PowerPoint trainings and see how your ego automatically reacts and responds. Most people are feeling right and justified because they have the emotional trigger. So they just keep doing the same thing over and over and over. You watch those trainings and start to track your frequencies with the clicker every day and write it down on the sheet. I guarantee you in 30 days, you're going to see all the programs. And it doesn't mean you'll never have a judgment or a trigger or a less than thought. But as soon as you do, you'll feel it in your body and you'll go, okay, here's something to clear. Here's something to clear. And once you do that, your life will never, ever, ever be the same. You will never allow yourself to be an automatic reactor again. Your automatics will be love, joy, abundance. You'll see that you're creating it all. You'll never worry about money again. It doesn't mean you'll never have a tight time, but you'll go, okay, I'm feeling lack right now. When you feel that, you stop and you go, what is the gift here? Well, I'm feeling an old program. No, I'm not going to feel that. I'm surrounded by abundance every day. I wake up, I've got food, air, water. I've got this body. There's flowers everywhere. There's fruit, vegetables, animals. I got friends. I got internet. I've got electricity. I got a shower. Fuck, start to count the blessings. When you start to go on a gratitude rampage every day, your magnet starts to attract more of everything that you're grateful for. It's just that we've been all taught to pick out the one thing we don't like. Oh, I got an incredible body. I've got a gift here. Millions of people might die today or in the next couple months. And you get to wake up again and decide what you're going to do with your life. And if you wake up and use the tools, and as soon as you wake up on your pillow and go, oh my God, I get another day. Okay, so I'm going to set my intention right now before the 50 to 80,000 automatics start running over and over and over. And I'm going to go, I live in heaven. I have an incredible body that loves me. I'm so abundant. I've got incredible clients that show up. I've got friends all over the world. I've got internet. I've got start to set your magnet, and anything that you desire to manifest in your reality, see it as here now. This is how it works, and this is why they never taught us this. They didn't even teach you this in the movie The Secret. And I gave 11 of those away for Christmas when it came out. And why is it so famous, but they didn't really tell you the one key? Isn't that interesting? Okay? A lot of New York Times bestseller books. I'm not saying there aren't any good ones out there, but I bought all of them on money and law of attraction and everything. Didn't work for me. Isn't that interesting? Why? Because they didn't tell me how to go in and clear the subconscious beliefs. And the subconscious is creating everything. I don't care if you do EFT tapping and do affirmations all day long. They're not going to work if your subconscious believes that you aren't worthy or that life is difficult or hard. I'm telling you, once you figure it out, your head will explode and you'll go, oh my God, why don't they teach this in school? Yeah, why didn't they? It's going to be in the New Earth schools. Waking up in a dream is getting converted to a class, a teaching for children now. And no child is going to have to go to school for 12 or 16 years ever again to then get in the club and give up 65 of the best years of their life so they can become retired. Another spell word. It's a broken, rigged system, and it's falling this year as we speak. So it's time to get excited, okay? That's the invitation. Let's get excited. And so you're creating your reality, and it's time to really own that, okay? So if you want the tools, go to the website. My book's on sale, half price, a digital course. And if you don't want to buy anything, because I'm not trying to sell you anything, but we're still kind of in a monetary system here, so that's our exchange. But there's over 300 hours of my YouTube videos that I share everything, every tool. It's just that unless you have somebody to mirror you and you really commit to doing it for 30 days or more, it's pretty easy to fall back into the old programs. So I'm out here doing this every day. I love it. Anybody can reach out. And I would say transmission complete. Just understand, you're not a victim. You are a divine, sovereign being. And your thoughts and your words and your beliefs and the emotional frequency that you put behind that, which creates the vibration of your internal magnet. That's why being in the heart is so powerful. Being in the mind is just, it's okay, but being in your heart is 1,000 times more powerful. So I intend that you find this valuable. I'm just talking to Jeff again. I feel good. It's a beautiful day. I'm actually fasting, so I had to get outside because I was getting hungry. And I'm like, get out and go see the wild jungle doggies and get your mind off food. So what I'm going to do is, for those of you that have hung on here, I want to give you a tour of this amazing temple. Because they're like on every corner where I live, and it's fabulous. I never knew this about Thailand before I came here. That's a whole nother story. But yeah, let me show you the incredible artwork and what's going on here. If anybody has any questions, post them in the comment or reach out, send me a private message. But I'm sending you all big love because I'm telling you right now, the greatest shift, one of them in recorded history, is happening right now, and it's going to happen over the next couple days and weeks and months. It's not going to take another 10 or 20 or 30 years. So don't be one of those people that go, I'll believe it when I see it. That's a weak thinking. A sovereign divine being never would say that. And we just got to learn it. You know, I used to be that guy too. Well, I'll believe it when I see it. I'm frustrated and I'm pissed and, you know, everything seems to be difficult and hard. Once I figured out that my thoughts, my words, and my beliefs and my vibration were creating my reality, I never miss a day. I never miss a morning. I consciously create my reality. I see anything I desire as already here now, never in the future. Because here's the deal with the subconscious. This is what they didn't teach us. The subconscious can only manifest something when it sees it as here, right now, never in the future. If you say, well, I'm going to, I want, I wish, I hope, I need, And the subconscious goes, it's not here yet, it's not here yet, it's not here yet. When you start to trick it, is kind of what it is in the beginning. You go, oh man, all this abundance is flowing into me. I can't believe all these incredible people show up in my reality every day. They reach out from all over the world. They do sessions. They go through the 30 days. Everywhere I am in Thailand, people are kind and loving, and you just create it and you feel it. And you see it is already here now. I'm telling you, it works. There's no way it can't not work because you're creating your reality. So anyway, tons of videos on YouTube if you want to check them out. And I'm just sending you so much love and gratitude. Oh, there's a beautiful dove here up on the ceiling. Okay, so I'm going to turn this around and I'm going to show you the incredible artwork in gold that's in this temple. And if you ever desire to come to northern Thailand, hit me up. Come check it out. We'll go ride scooters in heaven. And also, it's about 5 to 10 times cheaper to live here than it is in the United States. So I lucked out. I met somebody on Facebook. They invited me over here, and I came over, so I'm grateful. So thank you, Anna. So anyway, check this out, and big, big love to you guys. Stay excited. Track the triggers. Stop the judgments. I'm telling you, it's priceless. All right, here we go. All right, so when you walk in, they don't just put one Buddha on the altar. They've got like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, or 6. Okay, so then this place is painted from floor to ceiling. All this is hand painted. These people get up on ladders and they sit here for hours. I love it how the doves fly in here. But yeah, all along the walls are stories of like Rama and Krishna. And, I'm not really worried about the stories because I wasn't there. I don't know if they're true. But the beauty of the artistry, there's a flying white horse. I'm down with that. Flying over a beautiful stream with clouds and sparkles and the moon. I totally get that. So these people knew what was going on. Okay. These paintings are exquisitely done by hand. I can't really zoom in when I'm doing a live, so use your imagination, but the energy in here is just buzzing. And there's no security guard, there's no cameras. It's so great. So the whole place is just, wall to wall, hand painted. Unbelievable. Some of that might be stencil, but really I've seen them all do it by hand. I've never seen anybody use a stencil. So you got the elephants, the national animal, and, it's just amazing, amazing, amazing. Yeah, what a blessing. And then outside, the grounds are just manicured so beautifully. And on all the temples, you've got these dragons at the entranceway. And these are all hand painted too. And I've watched these people make these out of plaster. They don't truck these in. This is all done by hand. All done by hand. And then you got all the paintings on the front. And all these mirrors and all this incredible stuff. It's mind-boggling to see they did all this by hand. Every one of those things on the posts and pillars, all done by hand, every single one. Every single one of these little mirrors was glued in by hand. I mean, you can't even take in all the detail here. It's mind-blowing. And then all the way down, they've got all the animals. They got the horse and the Buddhas and the deer and the snake and the cobra and the rabbit and the fox. And they're seriously into their deal here. So anyway, I intend that you've taken something away from this. I just feel blessed to be able to do this technology from anywhere in the world. And so stay excited, get excited. And if you have the propensity to judge anybody, catch it and stop it. You know what a master does? A master does. Self-mastery is when you have a judgment, you catch it, and then you thank the other person for showing you where you're still holding a low vibrational 3D matrix program trigger. You thank them. That's when you know you've really forgiven somebody and your frequency is clean. If there's anybody to forgive in your life, thank them, because anything they did was part of your soul contract. You chose it. Okay? So I'll leave you with that. Big, big love from Thailand. Stay excited. So much good stuff is happening. Man, what's going to be revealed in the coming days and weeks is going to shock a lot of people. But you came here for this and it's time. Okay? The light is one. Trust in it. Be good to everybody. Thank everybody. Remember, everybody is you. Everybody is you. Send them love no matter what. No matter what they're doing, send them love. All right? I'm sending you all so much love. Thanks for hanging on here this long. And I'll see you out in the field. All right, big love from Thailand.